We continue tracking the developments where there will be several cultural activities, including local artists' performances at a sports stadium out in Vredendal in the Western Cape today. This, as South Africa, of course, marks the National Day of Reconciliation, and President Cyril Ramaphosa will deliver the keynote address under the theme Healing Historical Wounds as well as forging new futures. Bulelani Phillip is standing by for us. Bulelani, welcome back. So very interesting and significant is the choice of venue for today's proceeding. I suppose perfectly tying in with today's theme of healing historical wounds and also forging new futures. We should be crossing live also to Vanessa Puna in a short while.
I love your dress.
Welcome back again, Alicia, and to the viewers at home. Of course, I think what you're saying, that the significance of holding this National Day of Reconciliation commemoration here in Vredendal in the Western Cape is quite significant, as I'm looking at a report by the South African Human Rights Commission in an investigation conducted between April 2022 and January 2023. The Western Cape received the most complaints of racism with 123 complaints registered in that period, followed by KwaZulu-Natal with 78 and Gauteng coming in at 73. So the Western Cape still having those challenges of finding reconciliation amongst the different racial groups, as well as speaking to the issue of national reconciliation and healing. McKenzie is the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, who's our host here for this commemoration. Minister, thank you so much for taking time to speak to us. Firstly, as government, you've brought this event here in the Western Cape. Why?
Well, you know what, firstly, in the Western Cape, as you just mentioned, the highest incidence of racism has been reported in the Western Cape. And today is reconciliation. And we wanted to show that people in the Western Cape want to reconcile, they want to be a socially cohesive area, and also the fact that we brought it to Vredendal. It is that the president, they also want to see the president, they also want to be part of South Africa, because these far-flung places are usually always forgotten, but that will no longer be the case under the GNU.
If we look at some of the flare-ups of racism incidents, like the incident in Limpopo, a farmer killing workers and feeding them to pigs, and in schools, in universities, a white student urinating on neighbors whose black room, as well as incidents of children in high schools being auctioned off by their white counterparts. As government, what kind of programs, or are you making any meaningful impact in terms of dealing with this kind of flare-ups?
I think firstly, there's a big problem here, because we only hear about the incidents of racism, but we don't hear about the many incidents between black and white, where white people assisted black people, or white people have been greatly paying for studies sometimes, adopting children, rescuing somebody. But whenever there's an incident of racism, the media, you people concentrate on that one. South Africa has come very far. There are still incidents of racism everywhere in the world, but that is not us. We have made great strides as a nation. We took a decision. The whole world is looking to us as an example of how to overcome racism and hatred. The majority of people decided we're going to hold hands together and we're going to build. And for 30 years we've been building. We've not finished the house of reconciliation. We've not finished the socially cohesive house, but we're getting there. There are racists, and I'm not going to apologize for them. There are some racists. There are some people, their inability to move forward, but they are in the teeny, whiny, small minority.
But those must be condemned. We must
on the strongest terms. They must only be condemned. They must be sent to jail. They must face the full wrath of the Lord. That's not what I'm not absolving them. I am just saying that we need to concentrate also on the good. There's so many good things happening between black and white in this country. We should not be judged by the 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 bad racists. Yes, they are there, and I just believe that the law is still a bit lenient on them. I believe that one of the greatest crimes in this country is racism. and we should deal with them more harshly. And I'll ask the courts to deal decisively like a bulldog deals with a bone. But let's talk about the good. South Africa is the greatest socially cohesive nation, judging by where we're coming from. Where we're coming from, we tend to forget that. And that's why today we are reconciling. We are taking stock. We are seeing what more can we do to make us a socially cohesive country.
As the minister, what kind of sanction, the maximum penalty that should be given to people who have been found to have been acting in a racist manner?
Life. Give them life. We don't need the racists here. We are moving. If you are racist, you are showing tendencies of wanting to take us back. Give them direct imprisonment on a more serious note. Give them direct imprisonment. Don't give them fines, because some racists have money. They'll just continue paying the fines. But you know what I'm saying? Give him direct imprisonment, and if he continues when he gets that, then you give him life.
Should I expect you to bring a bill to Parliament to put your words to action?
I'm an action man. I don't just talk. You know I'm an action man. So now you've even given me an idea. Thank you very much for that great idea. How to take it further. And that's what makes us beautiful. You know, you don't understand our country. Our country has come so far. This is a miracle nation. And we tend to forget that since Mandela is no longer here. Mandela is a hero. There's some that says Mandela is a sellout. Which sellout stays 27 years in jail? Show me one sellout. People that wouldn't even stay 7 days in jail today want to call Mandela sellout. Mandela was a visionary by excellence. Mandela knew that we don't have a future unless it is a shared future. Mandela is a hero. And my job as the Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture is to make sure that the future generations, I drown out the voice of those ones that says he's a sellout, because Mandela is a true hero, son of the soil, a man that sacrificed everything for me and you to be standing here today and talking about what a socially cohesive nation we are.
On issues in your portfolio, in the week you as the Action Minister made an advance of 5 million to pay the players. Have you followed the proper processes in terms of doing that?
100%. I always follow the proper processes. When you look at me, just know you talk to a man that follows the proper processes. You see, we must never punish players for the incompetence of officials. The sport of soccer is more important than the officials running it. These players have won, they have qualified, they've carried our flag. They've not been paid. What does that say about our country? So we are saying, let us pay the players and we will deal with the officials. I've given them deadlines, I've given them times, I've given them when they should report back, because I need to understand as the minister. And now I'm not interfering, I am saving, because I want to understand. People want things to happen on one day. So let's solve the problem. The problem is player salary, bonuses. You can't lose a coach like Hugo Bros. You can't lose a coach like Mkelele. But if you're not going to pay people, they're going to look for other jobs. So we have to rescue that situation first. And I'm not even, once I'm done with it, we are now dealing with SAFA. I've asked them pointed questions. Tell me, how come you find yourself in that situation? 1. 2, tell me to say, what is your turnaround strategy? And I'm going to institute a forensic investigation into the monies that we've given them. So nobody can say I'm interfering. Whatever they did with sponsors, that they can deal with the sponsors. But government has been giving them money. So I'm going to chase the money that we've given them and use that to forensically investigate them. Because you see, the time is over in this country where most of the officials can just do wrong things and get away with it. Most of these federations, I am coming for them. And I make no doubts about it. I'm starting with SAFA, because I want to know. If you don't want McKenzie department, the Department of Sport, Arts and Culture to investigate you, don't ask us for money. Once you ask us for money, you're asking also for our investigations to come with our money.
I like the point of ethical leadership that you want to instill in these federations, but at a personal level, the investigation on that international trip that you undertook, has that been finalized, and have you been able to clear that out, that you did actually follow the proper processes?
There's 2 investigations that was launched. Parliament launched one, and the public protector by the EFF. The EFF complained by the public protector, and Parliament, they complained by Parliament. Parliament found me to have acted very within the boundaries of the law, number one. I'm waiting for the public protector. She asked me 52 questions, I think. I've answered each and every one of them. My brother, I was a minister for a week. I'm being told I must go to the Olympics. I say I don't want to go to the Olympics because I've got lots to learn. But I'll attend the meetings that I had to attend. So I go to the meetings. I went, the first day of the Olympics, went to the opening. I came home. I'm the first Minister of Sport that didn't go to the Olympics. Number one. Number two, I then realized that I look at the money. I see they say ground transport. I'm like, what is this? And what have I done after that? They said, no, we pay for this. I don't even know who paid, how this thing was advertised. The people must answer. That's why I asked them to answer. What did I do? I went to Abu Dhabi after that. I rented a vehicle for 2,000 rands a day because I'm not going to pay that exorbitant amount. I respect that. Let's wait for the public protection, but I've already been cleared by Parliament. Yes, the EFF, they are trying to resurrect themselves with my name. My name has power. So they gaten because they are busy dying, so they need the oxygen of the gaten name to resurrect themselves again. Floyd left with the whole gas and power and oxygen.
Okay, talking about the EFF, they were holding their elective conference over the weekend. The Patriotic Alliance, when are you holding your conference?
What conference should we hold?
Election conference.
The elective conference. In the Patriot parties differ.
So there won't be one?
We will never have elective conference in the Patriotic Alliance. Because you know what, let me tell you something. We appoint leaders. We look at people that got strength, and we look at their weaknesses. We look at what they can be, and we appoint. This elective conference, they're fooling people.
So you're a president for life?
No, my brother. I must work myself out of a job. I'm one of the few politicians that if I get reshuffled now, I will not have a problem. I go back to my businesses. I go back to my family businesses. So I'm not a career politician. I don't want to. I'm raising leaders. The two youngest parliamentarians came from our party. So I'm raising leaders. You think I want to be this forever? No, my brother, don't make that mistake. I don't want to be here for life. But the thing of conferences, that's how the enemies of our party infiltrate us. By us, we will appoint you, and we are unashamed about that. They love democracy. Democracy will say, no, we must follow democratic principles. But they already know who's going to win. They're already expelling the ones that they know can beat them. We don't expel nobody. We take the best of the best.
All right, thank you so much, Vredendal McKenzie, Sports and Arts and Culture Minister. Interesting views, of course, there. For more coverage here at the Vredendal North Sports Stadium, I'm going to cross to my colleague, Vanessa Puna, who's standing by on the other side of the stadium.